We are
Let's get it.
back. Let's do this. Heading into week 9. Dom, how we doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I handed out some candy to some kids. I ate a little bit
Nice.
myself.
There we
Happy
go.
Halloween to everybody who
Happy
celebrates, and for
Halloween.
those who don't, I get it.
Yeah. It is
Yeah,
spooky season. Yeah, we were
I
over walking
picked.
around with her sister for a
Yeah,
little bit, but
yeah. I picked up a
yeah,
bag of candy in CVS today, not
there you go.
realizing how much it cost. Oh, no, no, no. It was 120 count. It was like Snickers,
Hmm.
M&Ms, and the Milky Way. Just those
Yeah.
four. $39. I
Jesus
put the
Christ,
bag.
what is CVS
Yeah,
doing?
I put the bag back down. I got a little 60 count bag. I didn't need to be out there the whole night. It's $13. Checked out, left. It was awful.
Fair
But yeah,
enough. Yeah, that's tough.
I was begging kids to take my candy at the end there, just trying to get
No,
rid of it all.
I used this whole season to just buy bags of candy for myself, for me to snack on
Yeah,
when I go to bed because I'm disgusting. Um,
I me too, pal. Me too. I too hate myself.
Yeah, it is what it is. All right.
Yeah,
Well, let's get into it. Let's start with this Thursday night game here.
yeah. Let's talk
Um,
about this.
what did I say a week ago? I wasn't talking about the Jets anymore,
Yes,
and here we
and
are,
here we are.
mildly talking about them, just because the Texans are beat to all hell right now. No Diggs,
Yeah,
no Collins.
yeah.
This is in New York, and good God, I'm gonna hate all sports media tomorrow.
It's one way or
As long
another. I'm
as
gonna hate it. It doesn't matter. It's
yeah.
either
I'll
CJ
enjoy
Stroud.
it a little bit more if, as long as the Jets lose. That'll just be fun.
But like, part of me doesn't believe that it's gonna happen. Like, if the Texans are gonna lose, it's to the Jets specifically. It's gonna be tonight. They're going up
Oh
against
yeah,
they're going up against a good defense. I'm not saying
yeah. Mm-hmm.
a great defense. I'm saying they're going up against a good defense. They
Very
don't have
solid.
any healthy weapons. You're talking
Mm-hmm.
about Tank Dell and Dalton Schultz. Neither have really been used in any of the passing game this season.
Mm-hmm.
CJ Stroud looked rough last week,
Yep.
and
He's
now
looked
you're
rough a
asking
couple
him to,
weeks in a row now.
yeah, now you're asking him to continue to do it without his top two pass catchers. That's not
Mm-hmm.
good. So at this point, you're changing up you're throwing out week one's playbook. It's gone.
Yeah.
You're basically starting from scratch again.
Yeah. I
So
mean, Mixon is going to have a big day tonight.
yeah,
Um,
100%. And Stroud's going to get
that's
tested.
for sure. I mean, that secondary is good. Run defense is vulnerable, to say the
Yeah,
least.
I mean,
There.
outside of Quinnen, they've struggled to get some pass rush going. We'll see if Hassan Reddick is up to speed tonight
Yeah.
to go in this game.
But,
If he is, that's a little bit better. Texans are looking for some help on that O line. They've
yeah.
struggled a bit,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
we'll
It's going to be an
see.
ugly game. Ugly game, I think, for
Yeah,
sure.
Jets are at home, so like that's a big benefit to them.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. It would be fun to have them back-to-back media days. Oh my God, the Yankees lost, and then oh my God, the Jets are officially dead.
yeah,
That I don't hate.
yeah, but
That's
unfortunately,
just
like
fun for me.
Yankees fans aren't Jets fans. That's just the way the world works.
True, but I just New York sports. Fuck them.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
like,
no, that's fair. That's fair. I get it. I get it.
yeah,
Outside of the Knicks, I hate New York, so I get it.
yeah. And you think like the big media guys too. A lot of them are Yankees fans or they're Jets fans. Like they double down on those two. Just
Yeah,
two big brands
which
more
is
than anything.
weird. It's weird
It is
because
strange.
typically a lot of like the Yankees fans are Giants fans, and a lot of the Mets fans are Jets fans. I don't know why that is. That's just kind of what it is. So
Yeah.
to go Yankees Jets, like you're really you like pain. That's all. You like
Mm-hmm.
pain.
Yeah, no. And I
I mean, I feel like it's
enjoy
painful
that
just
pain.
to be a New York sports fan.
Right now, the past, 20 years? It's been tough.
You have one championship. No, two. I guess Giants.
Three. Three. Two
Giants
Giants
twice.
and a
Any
Yankees
Yankees.
since 2000? Yeah,
Well,
24 years?
Yankees won
Or
again.
two.
Was the Yankees in '99?
2000.
Was the
And then
last
they
one? Because
lost
they
in
won in
01. Lost in
and
01 to the D-backs.
and then they won in '09.
Yeah. So
So
since
that's two
2000, it's
Yanks.
two Yankees and two Giants.
Yeah. Carrying.
Boston's doing better.
Much better.
LA's doing better. Bay Area's doing
Pittsburgh's
better.
Pittsburgh's doing better.
That's true. And you only
And
have three
they
teams.
have less teams. They've 3 teams. And one of them that they
Four
might
less.
as
I
well
was
not
going to say, yeah,
exist.
what, 4 less teams? 5 less teams.
Yeah.
4. 5.
Yeah.
There's 8 in New York, right? There's 2 of
So
each.
you got Brooklyn.
Yeah, they got 2 of each.
Yeah, so you got 8 in New York, and you come up
Cool.
with 4 and 24. Pittsburgh has 2.5 teams, and they've won 5 in that same span, and been to 7.
Yeah. Enjoy your $3,500 studio apartments with no bathroom.
Yeah,
But it's
depression.
pretty during the holidays. All right, moving on from New York.
Yeah.
And we'll just go into my pain here real quick. Ravens Broncos. This is going to be. I don't.
You
it's gonna be
thought last
closer.
week was a trap game?
I didn't think it was a trap game. I did think the Ravens would win that game, and quite honestly, they should have. They just didn't.
Yeah.
That
they're the
hurt.
better
So
team, 100%.
I feel better about burn the tape game, kind of bouncing back after that. However, Broncos do have the number 1 rush defense in the league.
Not ideal, and they have a very good
Not
pass
ideal.
defense.
Yeah, defensively they're very good, and the Ravens apparently just don't want to even engage in a pass defense right now. They're good up front, but
Yeah, it's not fun.
nothing on the back end. With Sean Payton and Bo Nix, I think they can get exposed here a little bit. This, if nothing else, I mean, this is sitting at 46.5. I don't know, take the over. I lean on that. This could be a 33-28 game.
You think?
I think so. I think points are going to be put up.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like rush defense, number 1 rush defense, but it is the Ravens' number 1 rush offense. So
Yeah, I mean you're
and they did move the ball against the Browns. They just couldn't score.
well, the Browns just don't have a great rush defense.
Yeah, true. But I'm just saying, even still, they were still moving the ball and scored 23 points in that game.
Yeah.
So I do think there's going to be points scored in this.
I think
but
you'll have that dynamic.
I just need some pressure on Bo Nix, please, for the love of God, for my sanity.
Yeah. I mean, I was reading
just
today.
bounce back. Just bounce back, please.
The Ravens are probably going to look into adding another pass rusher just to take some pressure off.
They need it.
33-year-old Van Noy and Odafe, just because.
Yeah, Odafe he's been solid. He's just not consistent enough. And Matabuki is good. It's just you can only get so much pressure coming up the middle if your name is not Aaron Donald. Consistently. So that's part of that there. I was seeing again that I think they're the favorites to land Jadeveon Clowney, bring him back.
I read just a bunch of former Ravens could come back. So it's like Clowney.
Bring them all.
Looking at Z Smith, you're looking at maybe even Calais coming back for his last half a season.
I don't hate any of that, just to get some extra help. At least,
you guys just need something.
That's part of it too. It's I don't totally buy into the secondary is bad. You guys secondary is clearly talented. They are also they're just not getting enough pressure, and a lot of guys are just really comfortable back there. And goddamn thumbs up.
Way to go.
A lot of guys are just really comfortable against them because they're not getting that consistent pass rush. Against the Bills, they put Josh Allen through hell in that game, and their corners were able to just kind of D up and stay close to the guys that they had at that time too. They need a little bit of a pass rush to help that secondary out.
No, 100%. And I think that's something that you see with all the top tier defenses right now. You have that balance of pass rush to the secondary. You look at the Steelers.
Right.
I mean, they have the best pass rush in the NFL, and they have a very good run stop defense. They have a very good secondary. They might not have these big name corners, but the defense makes plays. They come together as a whole.
Exactly. And the same thing with the Chiefs and the Bears right now. It's
exactly.
Montez Sweat is playing out of his mind right now. And now, granted, they have corners that can cover. They do have, again, the talented guys in the secondary there, but Montez Sweat has been playing great, and it takes just that extra pressure off of that secondary. And the Chiefs, you got Chris Jones and Karlaftis just, constantly breathing down quarterbacks' necks, and corners aren't covering for as long. They're able to be a little bit more aggressive. Raven secondary just isn't really able to do that right now. And also with that too, they're kind of like pulling Kyle Hamilton all over the place a little bit. He's coming up a little bit more too to kind of help with that pass rush. But then you're taking him out of the secondary. They just need another body up there. Somebody that can just be a little bit more consistent with that.
Yeah, so. I think that'll definitely help him. I mean, obviously it's not going to help him this week because it's Thursday.
Right. Yeah, it's not happening now. Also, Lamar hasn't practiced in 2 days, so
that's kind of crazy.
That's not ideal either. I don't know.
You want to get him some rest coming into this next stretch of the schedule. I know it's not
because their bye week is like week 14 or something like that. Yeah, they got the last bye.
It's week 14. So like after you go Broncos, Bengals, Steelers, Chargers, Eagles. So you go good defense, terrible defense, good defense, good defense, good defense. So you're getting kind of slammed here. So I get what they're doing, trying, especially because the Bengals game's on Thursday.
Yeah.
So you have early Sunday slate, Thursday game, and you barely won that game last time. It was a shootout. So, and then you go to Pittsburgh, to LA, home against the Eagles.
Yeah, no, it's not great.
December. No, your November is going to be really rough. That's for sure.
No, it's a tough stretch. And you definitely want to get him that extra rest. Make sure he's taking his vitamins and drinking some orange juice because we're getting into the cold season. And once again,
Lamar doesn't do well.
Lamar has the immune system of a Victorian child and just gets sick all the time. So
and
there's literally nothing you can even say to that. Honestly, it's just true. The dude is always sick. It blows my mind. So there's that.
So here's the only positive looking forward at your schedule is that after that Bengals game, you have 10 days off between them and the Steelers. Yeah. And then after that Steelers game, you have 8 days off until they play Monday night against the Chargers.
And then get the Eagles on a short week.
That's a little bit of a breather. You get the Eagles on a semi-short week. But, I mean, out of those 3 teams, that's probably the team you want to play in a short week, if we're being honest. Defensively wise.
Least physical on offense. Well, I mean, on defense, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles have been playing better since their bye, but
I know this is gonna. That game's gonna put me in hell because I will be at that game with a Philly schmuck. So I'm gonna be at the Ravens-Eagles game down in Baltimore. There.
Good for you, buddy.
I hope. Eagles don't catch too much steam here.
Philly. That's in Philly.
It's in Baltimore.
The Eagles. Oh, it is Baltimore. Yeah. I'm stupid. I'm not reading this properly. My apologies.
No, it better be because I have fucking tickets for M&T Bank Stadium. I best not be paying that money for a game in Philly.
No. I was real confused there. But yeah, you're right. That'll be kind of crazy for you.
Yeah, it might put me through hell a little bit there. So, moving on. You want to touch on the Bills-Dolphins at all here?
Yeah, I mean, the narrative here is Dolphins. Tua's going back and playing the team that took him out in week 2. Mm-hmm. I mean, we talked about this earlier in the season. We thought the plan would be to bring him back after this game, just kind of get the nerves back off of him. But
I think their record is kind of what pressured them into bringing him back.
Dolphins wanted to get him more acclimated prior to this, which I get it. Mm-hmm. I think last week was a good week to get him back.
I think if there weren't what did we talk about yesterday, like 7 teams at 2-6 or whatever, or 2-5, and having that 7 seed still available, I don't think he's back. I think they wait longer and just kind of accept where they're at. But right now, it's just like, well, I mean, nobody seems to want to make a push right now.
With the offense they have, you got to just go for it.
You kind of have to at this point.
Yeah, downfall, that game's in Buffalo, so not ideal.
No. Buffalo is 6-point favorites in this game too. Wow.
Yeah, so we'll kind of see how much Josh Allen wants to play football in this game. If he wants to not play football that much, it'll probably be over within the first 2 quarters, so he can kind of relax like they did in week 2. If he wants a dogfight, I guess he'll take it. I mean, regardless, I think Buffalo wins this game.
Yeah, I think they do. They just kind of had their number anyway.
Yeah.
For the most part, since Josh Allen has been there. Yeah, this is going to be. I don't know. You just want to. If you're Tua, just get out of this game healthy, honestly.
Yeah. Just root for the best and do everything you can to win that game. You're probably not, but you can try.
Yeah, right. Where you want to jump to next?
What did we talk about here? You just want to go straight into Rams Seahawks?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the rest of the 1:00 games.
Yeah, we'll do like this. Yeah, let's do a nice little twofer here with Rams Seahawks and Cardinals Bears. So we talked about it yesterday too. Obviously, like the Rams win on Sunday and Cardinals lose. Rams are in first place in the division. These two games are kind of simultaneously very important. Also, with just what's going on in the NFC North, like Bears kind of need to still try to keep pace.
Keep up with they're not.
Expectations.
They're just not right now.
They're what, 4-3 right now?
They're 4-3, but you can see that their offense isn't the same as the other three, and that's what's winning games.
The defense is very good, though.
Their defense is good, but
because, like, I mean, it's better than the Packers' defense right now for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's disputable, really. Bears' defense has played much, much better than the Packers' defense. The Packers' offense is just a goddamn track meet all the time. So,
yeah. I guess the one good thing is the Bears haven't played any other NFC North teams.
Right.
So they got
that's all the back half there. They can.
I mean, they have. Oh my goodness! After week 11 to week 13, they go Packers, Vikings, Lions, and then they play the Niners, and then they play Vikings, Lions, Seahawks. They're looking at the schedule.
The back half is definitely loaded. I mean, this could. No, it is a tough second half of the schedule there.
Caleb's going to get run down. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, there was 2 week stretch there where the O-line was playing well, but now they kind of lost it again. I don't know. I mean,
they had a bye, and it's just not it.
Yeah, so I don't know.
You lose that momentum.
I'm not totally selling my stock on the Bears yet.
I'm not necessarily selling my stock. I'm just looking ahead at what's coming, and it's not pretty.
Right.
And like you said, sometimes you want to get off the train. Sometimes you want to be on the train. This is not a train I want to be near.
That's fair.
Nothing wrong with the Bears. I think they're a good team. I just think they're in the toughest division right now, and their schedule really messed them up at the end here. No,
I mean, I already scanned my ticket to be on that train.
I didn't.
So, like, I'm still holding out for a couple more stops here. Before I get off. But, like, I think, there's a path. I mean, you win this week, and I think this is a really winnable game, even in Arizona. I mean, Arizona wins on the last second field goal. Yeah. They're probably the most up and down team, just emotionally. 100%. Like, you don't know what version you're getting from week to week, really. So, you win this game, you get to 5-3. Either the Lions or the Packers are losing this week because they play each other. And Joe Flacco's playing for the Colts this week, so it's no cakewalk for the Vikings.
No, nothing's a cakewalk at this point.
No, so, I mean, they do that, 5-3, you kind of jump up in there with the Vikings. I mean, I don't think it really changes the standings at all there because the Bears haven't played any divisional games.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't change their conference record. Yeah, you just kind of be sitting there about the same thing there. Yeah, I don't know. I am also just noticing that the Bears are 4-0 at home and 0-3
on 0-3 which is home.
0-3 on the road, 4-0.
Oh, okay.
Well, they were technically the home team for the London game, but
okay.
So we'll call it 3. They're still, regardless, they're undefeated at home.
Okay. So if you want to play that, if you want to play that narrative, they're away this week.
I know, and I'm like, that makes me a little nervous, but something's got to break at some point with that.
Yeah. I think the Cardinals are probably going to be the better team in this game.
Maybe. They could be.
Maybe. I mean, it's just
they could be, but they could
they're
also
so weird.
like
They their wins are
yeah,
so good. Their losses are so bad.
yeah.
Except for the Bills. The Bills loss was a close game, and I had a feeling
Mhm.
about that.
Well, I mean, they were
And
getting
then,
beat up in that game, and then they kind of came back at the end
yeah,
there more than
yeah,
anything. Yeah, no,
and
I
then
don't know.
you,
That's just the Kyler thing. It's like it really just like kind of depends on how he's feeling that
mm,
day, and you can tell pretty quickly by the end of the first quarter. You can kind of like get a feel like, oh, like
yeah,
he's actually engaged in this game or he's not. And I feel like after that, you don't really have to watch any of their games. Like you can just watch the
I
first
mean,
quarter and go,
yeah,
oh yeah, no, he's mailing it in right now. It's kind of
yeah.
he's got a little bit of that, you know, Aaron Rodgers thing, but not as noticeable because like Aaron Rodgers, I mean, you've seen it before. He just checks out.
But I
like,
mean, I think he's checked out this season already. So
well, that too. Well, no,
yeah,
he finally found the youth. Didn't you hear about that?
yeah, he went down to what, South America, found the youth. You get to
I
go
don't know.
for 6 more
No, I
years.
think he's doing
There's a
that.
whole
I don't
lot of
know.
bullshit.
What, drinking like water with lemon juice and cayenne pepper, and that's his
Yeah,
fountain of youth.
I do that
Like,
too,
cool,
buddy.
dude. You're on a fucking juice fast. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, yeah. Like, what are we doing? If I wanted to cleanse my body, I should probably go to church, but that's different. Uh,
No, you got to do
just
fucking peyote and
go sit in the dark for
spend
30
a
hours.
week. Yeah, spend a week in the fucking desert.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, just kind of looking at the Cardinals weird schedule and how they played it out. Like
Yeah,
they just completely demolished the Rams in week 2. Now, obviously, that wasn't the same Rams team that we
yeah,
saw
that was a
last week.
beat up Rams team after that
Um,
Lions game.
they shocked the Niners, beat the Chargers, beat the Dolphins. They're close games, those three, but they were games they weren't supposed to win.
Right.
And then you get
Yeah,
they got
I think they've lost
dog
every game
walked.
they've been favored, won every game they've been underdogs.
That
Outside of
makes
the Bills
sense.
game. Yeah.
Oh, they got dog walked by the Commanders, dog walked by the Packers.
Yeah.
Lions was close. They only lost by a touchdown, but like it's either they're weird, like you said. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
curious to see what they're gonna do this week. I like them in this matchup,
Fair enough.
shockingly, but
Fair enough.
that's just kind of me.
Yeah. No.
I mean, it's basically a coin flip. They're favored by a point, so that just take who you like. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's a tough one. All right. Well, let's get to the big game this week.
We didn't even talk about the Rams Seahawks.
Oh, we didn't.
No,
No, we didn't at all. Actually, did we? We kind of did
no,
double down
yeah.
on, and then we got sidetracked by the Cardinals. Yeah, good point there.
We always get
Yeah,
sidetracked.
Rams going to the
So,
Seahawks there.
so big development at the top of the hour. By hour, I meant like 7 o'clock. Puka left practice early today with a knee injury, so that's something to monitor going into the weekend and how severe that is.
Is
If
that
Puka doesn't
reactivated?
go, no, it wasn't a knee to start the season. I forget what it was, so it's something new.
Are you sure? Oh, I thought it was.
I thought so, but I didn't read re-aggravated when I was going through everything, so I don't think it's a re-aggravation of anything this season.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's the same knee.
Is it? Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, I just saw that.
I didn't do a lot of digging, so I just read it. That's all.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's probably going to be a problem going forward here. And we got 1 week of Puka, and he's probably, if you're the Rams, if it's severe, probably going to shut him down.
maybe.
Then at that point, what do you do?
Well,
Are
here
you
I'm
going to
gonna.
rely? Are you going to rely on Cub? Especially if you lose that game, you sell. You're probably selling 3-5.
It's just so tough right now because that division is so tight.
It definitely is, but
Here we go.
you saw how important Puka was to that passing game.
No, I'm looking at another thing here.
Yeah, I mean, while you look, this game's interesting. Both teams need to win to even stay alive in this division. It's
Yeah.
just one of those tight, tough, all around. If you don't win your division games, it's gonna fault. I mean, I talked about this for 5-6 minutes yesterday. How I think this whole division is going to come down to in-division play, and whoever
Yeah,
wins
that's
the most
entirely
games
possible.
wins the division. It's just like that.
Mhm.
So if the Rams keep winning, definitely have a big shot. But if they can't get it done, then that's going to be an issue going forward, especially if Puka being out is that big of a problem. Because you saw how it affected them week 2 against the Cardinals, not having Puka, and Kupp going down early in that game. So losing their number 1 star young receiver, not having him to take away anything from anybody else, that's huge. I mean, I'll pencil Kyron Williams in for a touchdown right now, but outside of that, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Demarcus Robinson, really popped off last week too.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, it said he was officially limited, like listed as limited. It was the same knee. So, and not much else. I was trying to see, I was reading something else there, and there wasn't really too much more detail on it. If it was just like, he tweaked it, kind of came up a little weird on it. All right, we'll rest him for, the next 2 days, and he'll probably be fine. But as of right now, it just says, like, his status is, I guess, kind of up in the air, but, like, no real official word.
I mean, it's always going to be up in the air when an injury happens on Friday and you play Sunday. That's always going to be a question mark, especially when it's also Thursday. Oh, it's Thursday. You're right. It's Thursday. That doesn't change too much. It's still going to be still going to be the same thing. I wish it was Friday, but I guess I'm just projecting. So, it's going to be an issue when injury comes up on a Thursday, late in the day. You play Sunday. And if it was anything that wasn't like a leg injury, so knee, ankle, foot, something like that, I probably have a little bit more confidence in. Like if it was like a chest injury, back injury. Well, maybe not back. Back tends to be pretty severe. Yeah. If it was like upper body more so, I'd be less concerned. But especially with
the knee is tough, especially because he played.
That's a re-aggravation. It's not good.
He was also limited on snaps last week too. He played 41 to 72 snaps
and caught 7 passes.
7 catches for 111 yards or whatever it was.
Okay,
I mean the dude's a machine.
He's an animal. It's
so I wonder if they'll just kind of keep him on a pitch count again, and like I said, maybe
I guess
use him a little bit early, but then kind of protect him, and then if they need him in the second half, kind of bring him back out. Just make sure he's loose and using it, kind of thing. I could see that happening just because of you don't want to really lose momentum right now, especially with that. Like we said, with that division.
It'll come. Oh man, it'll come down to that injury and what it's going to be looking like. If he's good to go, I like the Rams a lot in this game, just because he'll take, even if he's not fully healthy, you can't undermine him. He's going to get looks. He's gonna see passes in some formality.
I kind of like the Rams regardless in this game, to be honest.
I would like to.
I think either with or without Puka, I do kind of like them a lot. So, it's kind of where I'm sitting at with that one. Let's jump to the big game of the week, biggest game of the week here. We got Lions Packers.
Yeah, huge game
in Green Bay. Lions are favored by 2.5. I don't know what to do with this, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Because what is it? Over the last 5 games, the Lions have more touchdowns than incompletion.
They're just insane. They're
insanity. As much as I like the Lions, and as much as I'm liking Jared Goff this year, and as much as we said that, this is kind of what we expected out of them, that run's going to come to a stop at some point. I mean, this might turn into a track meet because that Packers offense is insane. However, actually, now that I think about it, what's going on with Jordan Love? Did we get any updates on him? Did he practice this week?
I think he was limited, but he should be good to go for Sunday. I think that's what I read.
I'm going to double check that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just 2 high-power offenses with somewhat good defense. One's better. One's been better than the other with Detroit, so that's kind of where my mind goes. Yeah, that's what I said. So that's just kind of where my mind goes, is pushing towards that better offense with a slightly better defense.
Here's the one thing I will say with that. The last time these 2 teams played was when the Packers lit them up last year. You remember that?
Yeah, I was going to say that was last year.
That was last year. Yeah, well, here's where I'm going with that is we saw how personal Dan Cable takes things a
Yeah,
couple weeks
yeah.
ago when they played the Cowboys.
He's a
Oh, he's
psycho.
a nutcase. Yeah, absolute psycho. And what they did to the Cowboys with that, and that wasn't even the Cowboys' fault. And they proceeded to use offensive linemen and everything. So that makes me a little nervous if I'm a Packers fan.
Yeah,
Mildly, but
I think the
it's
way
going to
that
be a good game. I think it's going to be a good game.
just the way
I would lean towards that.
The way Detroit has been playing, it's something that's no other team in the NFL is doing right now on that level consistently. They aren't missing.
Insane.
They aren't missing anywhere. They're not missing on passes. The passes that are missed are mainly broken up. The run game is spotless. I mean spotless. Pass
far and away the best O line in football. Far and away.
Oh, by far, and they prove it week over week with the most consistent pass blocking looks, most consistent run blocking looks.
Yeah,
they switch things up, and they have the best young tight end in the NFL, who they barely are using right now because they don't have. It's just mind blowing because they know Dan Campbell knows that people are going to be looking for Sam Laporta, so he's switching up the looks, doing checkdowns to Khalif Raymond. Like, what are you doing?
And
that's insane.
What's his name? Brock Wright involved.
Yeah,
Brock Wright.
Brock Wright. That's their second tight end. Yeah, Brock Wright.
Yeah, like he scored last week too. Like they're just that team is so unbelievably loaded. They have drafted so unbelievably well.
Yeah,
like
and that's not even talking
master class right now. What they're doing,
and we're not even talking about how they've upgraded the defense, added young pieces, traded for Jamal Dean, just kind of switched around what they were trying to do. And this is still these are the last 2 weeks where they haven't had Aiden Hutchinson, who was running away with Defensive Player of the Year.
Right,
running away with it, and T.J. Watt was.
I'm counting that as a win, by the way, in preseason predictions.
He wasn't close. Sure, if that's what you want to do. and T.J. Watt was second in that, and he was not close. It was far and away just Hutch.
Like, just think about that for a second. Is that, like, Hutch was running away with Defensive Player of the Year, and T.J. Watt kind of looks better than he did last year, regardless of the numbers.
Yeah, T.J. Watt is a dominant force when he's on the field, and Hutchinson was better.
Yeah,
I'll be the first to admit it.
Absolutely insane what he was doing, and what the Lions have done, and it's I love it. I'm very happy.
I'm not betting against this team, and in my predictions, I do bet against them in the Super Bowl because I'm stupid, but I'm not betting against them ever. It feels dumb. It feels so dumb. Like you want to talk about I said this yesterday. They are the best team in the NFL right now, regardless of what my top 10 says, what your top 10 says, what the standings say, what the numbers say. They're the best team.
Yeah, and back to that O line. That's what I wanted to say real quick. Is like that O line and the weapons, but like specifically that O line is so dominant that you're making Jared Goff look like a top 6 quarterback, and that's what he needs. Like. Everything is so perfect. They have built this team to what they are, what they're trying to do. It is unbelievable. Like they've perfected all of it. It is like the Patriots dynasty was, where it's just like everything kind of worked. It's a little bit flashier than that with some of the names and stuff like that, but like it's just a perfectly constructed team. You have everything that you want. Their only Achilles heel is if you can figure out how to make Jared Goff uncomfortable, he can be in trouble. But as it looks right now, they're not going to have to be in like a really uncomfortable situation. Like I think right now you're looking at either the Lions or the Falcons to be the number 1 seed in the NFC. So even if the Lions don't get the number 1 seed and they have to go to Atlanta at some point,
it's still in a dome.
You're in a dome and he's comfortable.
Yeah.
The only thing that hurts them is if a Philly or Washington or someone like Green Bay is able.
I mean, if they lose to Green Bay.
Honestly, I don't think Green Bay wants to have a 1 seed either because of that offense.
No,
they don't want to play outside. They don't want to play in Green Bay in January.
No, I don't think nobody really does, but you'd have that advantage.
I'm just saying, even just the way that team is built right now.
Yeah,
like the Packers, I think it's better for them to be a 6 seed rather than the number 1 seed. or even win that division and get a home playoff game.
It would happen. That's exactly what happened to them last year.
Yeah,
and look how far they went. So it's just two very good offenses hitting each other. One of them is just slightly better, and that's the team I'm gonna always lean on.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's move on to the next NFC North team here real quick. We're kind of getting a little touchy on time
there.
Not with that one, but with some other stuff. But yeah, Colts Vikings. We got Flacco versus Darnold. What a weird phrase. I didn't think I was gonna say it all this year.
Two quarterbacks that are very near and dear to my heart. I will say that. Yeah. So I will have fun watching this Sunday night game with no dog in the fight, really.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. You got Vikings looking to rebound off of 2 losses back to back.
Yeah, and they got to get something going again.
Yeah, and the Colts actually need Joe Flacco to play well. It's not they hope he play. They need him to play well in order for your decision
for multiple reasons.
Yeah,
yeah.
In order for you not to look like a stupid organization, you need Joe Flacco to continue to play the way he's been playing.
Yeah.
It sucks that it's the week they play a good defense in Minnesota with a good pass rush, with a good secondary. They're not ideal.
I was going to say, you can't go to Joe Flacco in this situation because he gives you the best chance to win and then lose 2 or 3 straight.
It looks bad. It looks very bad.
All of the narratives flip at that point, and you're getting talked about completely differently.
You go back to A-Rich, yeah.
However, I do think that even if they lose this game, they're not going to crush for this one, just because.
Not necessarily.
Just because, I think a lot of people are going to go, yeah, if Joe Flacco struggles against this defense, fucking A-Rich was going to struggle with this defense too. If he's going 2 of 13 against, who'd they play last week again? Oh, the Texans defense, which isn't a world beater defense. Cannot do that with Brian Flores because Brian Flores would put him in the goddamn spin cycle.
Yeah. Just kind of looking at their next few weeks here, it's not pretty, defensively wise and just who they play. Mm-hmm. It's Vikings, Bills, Jets, Lions, next 4 games.
Yeah,
So what, you think he wins one of those against the Jets? That's your hope? And that was a prime time game on Sunday night.
You got to try to steal one of those and go 2-2.
That's what you need.
Yeah.
It's not what you hope. That's what you need.
True. Very true. I feel like they can definitely be
Patriots after that.
Yeah, I feel comfortable about them against the Jets for sure. I don't know. I do think the Vikings are vulnerable this week. I do.
Yeah. Out of those 4 games, this is the game I think you have the best chance of winning.
Oh, I was thinking the Jets is probably the one with the best chance of winning.
Well, no. Well, outside of the Jets, obviously.
I was just saying of their next 4, including this week.
Yeah. Yeah. Outside of the Jets, the next 4.
I think you have
the one that you're going to steal. This is the game you're going to steal.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
That's what I was.
You got to steal one of this Bills and Lions. Yeah. You said right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to steal one of those. Yeah. I think this is their best chance to steal one.
Yeah. If you don't steal one, you're sitting at, what is that, 5-7?
Yeah. Yeah.
Luckily for them, their last 5 games of the year are Patriots, Broncos, Titans, Giants, Jags. You theoretically probably win 4, so you finish.
Yeah, I was going to say 4 out of 5 there.
So that's kind of what you're looking at.
Still 9 not the worst thing in the world. You just want to give yourself a cushion.
Yeah, you gotta hope. You win these
and try to get to. Yeah, I don't know. We're getting into fun math now. I do like this. This part of the year is always fun.
It gets tricky down the stretch here, but yeah.
And then the Chiefs play the Vikings Bucks this week, and then that's just
okay.
Means
all right,
nothing.
Let's move on.
I just figured we'd just wrap that up real quick there, and I will just do our due diligence of mentioning the Chiefs existing, and then whatever.
It's just
that's all we
tough.
need.
If the Bucks were healthy, I like them in this game. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Chiefs have a full week under their belt with D-Hop in the system. I'm curious to see what that actually looks like. It wasn't.
That
really
would be a major thing. I just want to see what that looks like.
Yeah,
that's the
it wasn't really a major factor last week, so we'll see.
Yeah, it usually takes a little bit.
There's really nothing else to look at in this game.
All right, let's get into some fantasy.
8.5. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
All right, fantasy. Yeah, that's my job.
Even though I'm kind of kicking your ass in fantasy this year, we'll say that.
I'm so bad. I've been so checked out, and it's my own fault. But
most of my leagues, I'm starting to get healthy. I feel like the Rams in a couple of my leagues where I started off a little slow, but we're getting healthy at the right time here, kind of making, catching some strides. I like it.
Yeah, let me look here. I think I'm above 500 in one league, 1 out of 5. That's great. I'm doing
Actually,
so well.
that's where I'm at too, but I'm 500 in 2
I'm
leagues and
500. I'm
3 and
500
5
in
in
one
2 other
league.
leagues.
Yeah, it's not pretty. We'll see how I can pull it together here down the stretch. Just injuries kind of took me out, and whatever.
That's
Anthony
kind of what I
Richardson
was
getting
dealing with for a
benches
little bit
is
there.
what hurting me. All right, guys, I like this week. So taking a look, starting off at the top, I got 2 running backs who I think are gonna produce pretty well. First one's James Cook against the Dolphins. We're just gonna look back to week 2, saw what he did before.
Yeah.
We're gonna replicate that.
What was that, 3
Only
touchdowns?
only difference is this time it's home. So he's just gonna do that again. I don't know if obviously that's high hopes to ask of someone to score 3 touchdowns and carry your offense, but he's gonna have a good game.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna look at the weather real quick up there this Sunday because it's supposed to. Yeah, it's gonna be 55. We got some wind out there. Not really.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Some wind gusts, but
Wind
just
gusts.
Miami going up to Buffalo more than anything.
Yeah, and then the other running back I really like this week is Bijan, going up against a bad Cowboys front seven. I don't think Mike is playing this week either. So just going to be a field day for that offense, really. Next guy I have on here, I actually do like Tyreek this week.
Yeah.
Just him and Tua are bound to get together and just have a good time. I think this game isn't going to be like week 2 was. I think it'll be a little bit more calmed down for their offense, figured out, put together, and kind of go from there.
Yeah.
So I think there's a good to fair chance that Tyreek does have a good game. It could be Jalen Waddle, but I'm going to lean on the actual superstar that they brought in with Tyreek. Next guy on this list is going to be Kyler against the Bears. I told you earlier, I like the Cardinals in this game. Kyler showed me last week that he can play against a good defense. And I know Call of Duty's coming out. I'm not that worried.
It's already out.
I think he'll be on. Oh, it's already out? Look at that. He's doing fine. But he threw for over 300 yards last week. I think he can replicate that against this Bears team. I know they have a good defense, but if they get that good mix of run game and pass game going again like they did last week, I like what they can do.
I will respectfully disagree on that one, but
sure. We already did that. We already disagreed.
Yeah.
All right. Puka's knee injury is not believed to be serious.
That's good. Oh, good. I had my thumb on that one. I'm giving you a thumbs up. You just can't see it right now because I don't.
Yeah.
Oh nope, it found it.
There you go.
I don't know. It might be a vocal thing.
Stat is still up in the air for Sunday, but beyond that, he should be okay.
Good.
Right. Next guy on this list is Evan Ingram. He's literally the only weapon in Jacksonville that's healthy, which is crazy to say about him.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a target funnel to him, and I guess you can fake it to Gabe Davis going deep because that's all he knows how to do. But
he just still can't catch.
Yeah, look for him to get a heavy dose, and I think ETN's going to be back this week, so it might take a little bit of pressure off of Evan Ingram, but that would be it.
Yeah.
And then last guy on this list is Pittman. Pittman's bound to do something with Joe Flacco playing, whether it's a big touchdown, a touchdown, 4 catches, just something above what he was doing before.
He's gonna look to him.
Yeah, he's gonna get some targets. He's gonna get some plays going. I think this is his big week. It's in the spotlight. I think he can do a little bit of damage against the Vikings defense. Well, their secondary more so than anything. So this is kind of what I'm looking at there. I mean, and if you really want to play what I really like is the Lions Packers. Just have fun. I don't know, play your guys.
It should be a lot of points there.
Don't bench somebody in that game. Don't be dumb.
Yeah.
Some guys I hate this week. First one's going to be Zay Flowers in Baltimore. Addition of Deontay, and he's going up against Pat Surtain this week. If maybe not all game, but at least half the game. So that already takes away, I don't know, maybe 20 chances if you want to play that game. Say he plays 40 plays, 20 of those are against Surtain.
Yeah, I would look for Rashad Bateman to have a game or one of the tight ends. Honestly, any of them. Any three of them. That's the only shitty thing is like it could be any three of those tight ends that end up scoring in that game.
Yeah,
and whether it's likely gets a lot of luck, whether it's Andrews just becomes a safety net and they just play check down city with Mark Andrews or Charlie Cole are just getting another 60-yard bomb.
Yeah, it's just hard for me to like look at Zane and say you're definitely.
I agree with that 100%. 100%.
Next guy on this list who I do not love is going to be Geno Smith. I do think this is going to be a tight game with the Rams here, but Geno's hasn't had the best last few weeks, and going up against a more
Rams
healthy
defense
Rams defense,
especially that pass
more
defense.
Healthy Rams, it's not going to be their easiest play. Luckily for them, they're at home this week, but again, I'm not going to put my chips in on Geno, especially with DK Metcalf's injury still up in the air on whether or not he's going to play. And that's your safety net. Brian Robinson, don't love him this week. One, he is questionable, but not only that, he's going up against a good Giants front seven. Dexter Lawrence, I saw like really up close and personal for the first time on Monday. Yeah, and he's a people eater. He just does damage up on that offensive line. So I don't really see the Commanders running the ball that much with their running backs. Jaden's obviously going to escape the pocket, make it a little bit more difficult. But
this could be a sneaky, close game.
Yeah, I think the design run plays are going to be pretty few here in this game.
Yeah, I just want to see what that line is. Yeah, they have it at 4, and I think that's about right.
Yeah, and then last name on this list is going to be Nick Chubb. Just because you're going up against a stout run defense in the Chargers, and it's definitely not going to be pretty. I mean, they've shut down a lot of good running backs throughout this season, and I think that probably just continues here. I love Nick Chubb. He's probably the only guy on that Browns team I do like. I'm happy to see that he's back on the team and playing well. I just don't think he gets the job done this week.
No, I'm with you on that one. Which, very good segue at the end there. We've been accidentally doing this a few times, actually.
Yeah,
so we'll go into the picks here.
Professional at this.
I know, right? It's weirdly good how this is happening. All right, so we haven't been great on the picks here. We've had a couple shitty weeks. We're still, this is 2 or 3 weeks in a row. We're sitting at 2 and 3, trying to get some momentum back in on this. And it's just been tough right now. Getting some bad beats. I mean, Jaden Daniels wasn't supposed to play last week, and that one hurt. But we hit on we ended up losing on Packers Jags. Jordan Love gets hurt, changes the complexion of that game. Lose on Bears -3. Jaden wasn't supposed to play. I doubted Bo Nix being a 10-point favorite. That's on me. I'll wear that one. Then we did cash on Falcons -2.5 against the Bucks, and then we don't have to talk about Browns +8.5 against the Ravens there. Moving on.
You smacked it there. That's all that matters.
I mean, again, I hate how right I was about that one. I
don't.
So we're sitting at 16, 23, and 1 on the year. Still don't love it. However,
you were
at
close
5-0 week. 5-0 week. 5-0 week is still sitting there. 5-0 week would really help. We get back there a couple 3-2 weeks. We're back to 500. We can get on a run here to end the year and end up profitable.
There's chance.
It's still there. It's still there for sure. So we're going to start with Chargers -1.5 against the Browns.
Okay.
road favorites this year have been hitting at a weirdly good clip in general. I also like this just because I do feel like the Browns kind of played the game of their life last week and still should have lost that game.
Not no, gonna, 100%
bring up any old feelings on that. Should have lost that game. So I definitely like the Chargers in this spot here. Even if it's close, I like the Chargers to win by a field goal. This feels like 20-10, more than anything. Like you said too, with that running back down, they're not gonna, exactly. He had that juice last week. He's, those accidental touchdowns will be accidental picks this week, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite one of the week. Follow that up with another one, basically a pick 'em here, but Rams -1 against the Seahawks. I know it's in Seattle and everything like that, and road divisional favorites historically are not great, blah blah blah. But again, road favorites this year are hitting well.
Yeah.
So, and like we just talked about too, Puka, that's the scary part, but even without him, I still kind of like the Rams in this game. That defense has been real in the last month. I mean, it's a top 8 defense in the NFL right now, or top 10 in the NFL right now, or since the beginning of October. Sorry, as that's gotten healthy, the O-line's healthy again. Seahawks defense is kind of just been all over the place right now, between injuries and just no consistency. I think Mike McDonald's going to get that defense humming at some point. I don't think it's going to be this week.
So, I mean, I'm all for. I mean, Rams winning helps my team, and Seahawks losing helps the narrative I pushed at the beginning of the season.
That's fair.
So, I'm all for that. I just, again, I'm a little more hesitant. I feel better now knowing that Puka's healthy.
Right. I mean, that did make me feel better, but I still like the Rams this week, regardless of the Puka stuff there. What do we got next here? Oh, well, we're going back to the well on this one, making my feelings hurt, hence the reason we're opening up another one here. Broncos +8 against the Ravens. That's too many points. I'm going to say it one more time. That's too many points. I don't care that this game is in Baltimore until the Ravens add another pass rusher.
And like we said, it's not happening this week.
And it's not. And I just... This makes me too nervous. And the Ravens don't like blowing people out unless you're like a really good team.
Yeah. I mean,
if you're a team we have questions about, like legitimate questions, they don't blow you out. Or they just fucking lose to you. But so 8 is just too much for me with how suspect that pass defense is, and Sean Payton is too good of a coach to not take advantage of that in some fashion there. So I do like that one a lot. The one that we're gonna agree on or disagree on, I'm sorry, I got the Bears +1.5 against the Cardinals.
I see. I mean, it's a coin flip game.
It is a coin flip game.
It's who do you like better? It's that's all it is.
And I said a week ago. I wasn't betting.
I wouldn't bet that game, but I don't bet. I wouldn't bet coin flips.
Yeah, I've gotten myself in trouble here before betting coin flip games. However, and I did say a week ago that I wasn't betting the Cardinals until further notice. Well, that didn't last too long.
You're betting against them, so that
or just use them. No, just bet
anywhere near them.
Yes, games that they're involved in, I wasn't going to touch. This one, though, because like we've said, like Cardinals are an emotional team.
Yeah.
Win on the last second field goal, ride that high a little bit. I could see Montez Sweat being a problem early in this game. And Kyler kind of just, checks out a little bit and gives the Bears some leeway. So there's that.
Yeah.
That half point, that little hook helped me a little bit, honestly, because like the Bears are up 2, lose on the last second field goal again. We're still fine. But I do like the Bears to just win this game outright. I think they break
That's
that
fair.
0-3 road streak right now.
That's kind of where like your feeling kind of comes in with these. If you feel that team's just outright going to win, might as well take it with that favorite.
Yeah, this is that's my one, like, my head is telling me that's the right side to be on, but my heart is like, you don't know. And that's just kind of where we're sitting right now on that one.
That's weird because typically it's the opposite. Your heart is like, this is where you want to be, and your head's like, hey, we've done this before. It doesn't work out for us.
Everything makes too much sense on this one, that the Bears should win this game.
Okay.
And then just everything else about me is just like uneasy about it. Like it did, like that's, like I had to chew my pen a little bit there just to finish saying that there and pause for a second and recollect. But again, I just feel like that's the right side to be on in this game. And then the last one, again, I think we're kind of on the same side on this one here. Falcons -3 against the Cowboys.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think that's going to be an ugly game.
Right. The only thing that mildly scares me about this is that it is in Atlanta and Dallas has been better on the road. I just don't see the world where Dallas stops Bijan.
Yeah.
Like if they just commit to Bijan, really, and I'm not even saying you got to give him 25 rushes. You give him 18 carries. That's enough damage. Mm-hmm. No Micah Parsons, potentially. That rush defense is just bad in general. I think you can get away with not giving him a 30-touch game and him still having a massive impact on that game. So, I like the Falcons to kind of win by a touchdown. I think that's fair.
I think that's pretty doable.
Yeah. Like a 24-17 game.
Yeah. I think that
feels about right. And the Falcons defense, again, it's not the best defense in the league, but it's not a slouch at all. I mean, they've gotten lit up a couple times, whatever, but like, I mean, Jesse Bates has been great. Judon has been very solid this year. Like, it's a good defense. I like, again, I'm much higher on the Falcons than you are, but
yeah,
again, I just feel like I know exactly what they are, and they feel like a team that's gonna handle their business against the Cowboys. And the Cowboys don't beat good teams, so there's that too.
Well, they beat the Steelers somehow.
Yeah, rain delay.
That game was a nightmare.
We'll pull out the Garrett Cole excuse on that one.
What was his excuse last night?
Honestly, I don't even know. Because, like I said, it was I don't think he had an earned run in that game.
He didn't. He had no earned runs, which is hilarious.
No earned runs.
I don't even know how that's possible.
I mean, Orioles Twitter was lighting up the Yankees last night because there were, 2 games I think the Orioles ended up winning because of just awful defense.
Yeah.
By the Yankees there. I will say this. I do feel for Aaron Judge a little bit for last night. Just because he finally had like a game that looked like, and it looked like it was going to be his moment. And then he just eats that fucking line drive.
Yeah.
And then, that just everything went sideways from there. But yeah, I do feel for Aaron Judge a little bit on that. Not enough for me to, be like, oh, I wish there was more baseball. I'm very happy that the Yankees lost.
No, I'm so happy it's over.
So happy. Yeah.
My misery can start again. Not that it ever ended, but
oh yeah, well that's true too. But again, I mean, we can agree on.
I can't be happy about all my teams. That this is not possible.
Yeah, you got one right now.
I got 2. I have 2. It's Pitt.
Oh, fair enough. I didn't know we were including college on that.
Oh, I have a college allegiance. I know you don't, unless it's basketball, but
not really. Yeah.
Not anymore.
No. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't really have that the college allegiances. I don't know, I root for Penn State football, but like I refuse to become a part of that cult.
That's terrifying. Terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You'll never see me wearing anything that has Penn State on it. This is as close as you're going to get a Puma hat just because it has the P.
I unfortunately am nearing close to having to involve myself here. So
No, fair enough. Hey, I'm rooting for it.
it is what it is, man.
Oh, it's fun to go up there for sure, but
Yeah,
I will distance myself.
I'll never lose my love.
No, and then Villanova's they're just trying to find an identity again. I think I'm more of a Jay Wright fan than I was a Nova fan actually at this point.
That's fair. That's fair.
So,
all right, you got anything else for us? Did you want to talk any college ball? I mean,
you want to touch on the? I mean, we did break it up. I don't know. Penn State, Ohio State. That's the only game I think. Well, I mean, you got Pitt, SMU. Pitt needs to kind of keep pace here, stay alive in the ACC, and with having to play Clemson, you want to be in a good spot to hopefully play for that ACC championship, and I think that's their best path right now.
Well, so
get in that way.
Their next 3 games, it's SMU, Virginia, and Clemson. They're at SMU, home against Virginia, home against Clemson. Clemson's their last home game of the year. And they're on the road to finish it out.
I'm just looking at the rankings real quick.
I'm just happy that they play Clemson at home. That's their best shot.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because they're sitting at 18 right now. You really have to get into the top 11 to have a chance to make the playoff.
For them, they just need to win the ACC. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's the unfortunate part about being Pitt football is you need to win the ACC.
Right, but if they end up losing to Clemson, they're kind of fucked.
And I know that.
Yeah.
And I know that. Yeah. I'm just enjoying. They haven't had a 7-0 start since 1979. Might as well have fun with it while I'm here.
Was that Danny Boy?
No, that was way before Danny Boy.
Really?
Yeah. Right?
When did he get drafted?
Yeah, I think it was Dickerson.
Hold on. I'm gonna look at this. Now you're.
Yeah. It was Dan. Dan started in '79. That was his first
That's what
year.
I was gonna say.
All right.
It was his freshman year. Who knows Pitt football better than you?
See, I thought he was like the year after.
I was gonna say because he was the '82 draft class.
Yeah, Pitt went 11-1 that year.
Or '83 draft class.
I think they won what would have been considered the national title back then. It's not, because it was called different things back then than what it is now. Oh, no, they didn't. They finished 6th.
Yeah, because he went in that '83 draft class that had 7 Hall of Famers in the first round.
That's great.
Ooh! All right, fuck it. Since we're still here, name me the 7 Hall of Famers from the 1983 draft class. In that draft class? 1983 draft class. I'll give you their draft positions. 1, 2, 6, 9, 14, 27, 28. So,
Marino,
you got one right
Marino was 20. Marino was 27.
Yeah. Are you looking at it right now? You fucking cheater?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Here's my phone.
Right.
My phone screen.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, it's nothing. All right, cool. All right,
I just know Marino's 27, period. Because the Steelers drafted, I think they were 24, and they passed on Marino. So I knew he was after that.
Yeah.
So what did you say? 1, 2.
There are 3 names that you should definitely get. 100% get.
Are they all quarterbacks?
No. You got.
Okay.
Wait. What did I say? 3 names you should definitely get? Yeah, 3 names you should definitely get.
This is 83.
83. You have 2 quarterbacks. 2 quarterbacks left. A running back, a tackle, a guard, and a DB.
Okay. Not the positions I was expecting. Running back. Oh, Sanders?
No.
Barry? No, Barry was 90s. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But Emmett was 90s.
I think this one still has the all-time. Let me double check it first. Ah, shit. You should get the 2 quarterbacks and the running back.
Okay. Is a running back
this guy, running back is Dickerson. I was just going to say all-time single-season rushing yard leader.
Yeah, I was getting there. And then, so that's the Rams.
Yep. Number 1 was a quarterback. The number 1 pick was a quarterback to Baltimore, actually. Baltimore Colts.
Baltimore. That's surprising.
Was to the Colts. You don't know him with Baltimore.
No, I assume so. Oh man, that's gonna throw me.
Let me look here.
And then they moved to Indy in what,
immediately.
86? Oh, was it immediately?
Immediately went to. Was he traded right away? Technically drafted by Baltimore.
Oh, that's a big help then.
Yeah, it's a technical draft by.
Did he ever play a snap for Baltimore?
No, not Indy?
At all. Okay, no. Yeah, well, big help that is. That's why it threw me off immediately.
Yeah.
Won a Super Bowl, I have to assume.
Actually, he has 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, mine goes to Elway.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Pick number 2, also a quarterback.
No, pick number 2 was Dickerson.
Oh.
The other quarterback in that first round drafted number 14.
14. Okay.
That's the one that you should get.
That's the one I definitely should get. Okay.
100%. I was going to say, those are the names that you should know. You got Dan Marino, Dickerson, Elway, and then this last one you should know. The other two are a little bit more reaches, but and then there's one
is this Montana?
No.
Montana was older. I think Montana was. Yeah, that's what I thought. Was this guy drafted by the Chiefs?
Nope.
By chance. No. Okay, not going down that route then. God, I feel like such an idiot. Always when we do these.
I'll give you a little hint here. Famously 0 Super Bowls.
That's Marino. Marino's the famously 0 Super Bowls quarterback. So the fact that there's another guy.
No, but kind of more famously no Super Bowls.
Oh, Jim Kelly. I thought Jim Kelly already, and I didn't say Jim Kelly.
Yeah,
I literally said this is one of these Marino, is definitely Kelly.
Yeah, Marino definitely famously no Super Bowls, but Jim Kelly a little bit more. When you go to 4 straight and you don't get any of them, you're kind of famous for that.
Marino's never been to a Super Bowl. Kelly's been.
No, he did.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, it was his rookie year. No, second year. Second year, they went to the Super Bowl, lost, and then he never got back.
Okay. So what? There's a tackle.
Yeah, those are the
and a DB.
Yeah, I can honestly say I've never heard of this tackle before. The guard and the DB. These names. The DB's nickname is Ageless Wonder. If that helps anything.
Ageless Wonder.
Played his entire career. Holy shit! That's why this name sounds familiar. Played with Washington his whole career from 1983 to 2002.
I could have told you it was Washington. Oh, what's his name?
I was going to say, I don't know why this name sounds more familiar than it should. 7-time Pro Bowler. We're number 28.
Oh, this is going to bother me because I know him. All right, we'll circle back, go to the guard.
The guard, if I'm not... Yeah, I was going to say, this guard is part of a football family. I was right on this one here. Has had had a brother, a father, 3 nephews, and 3 sons that have all played in the NFL.
Sounds like the Long family.
Not the Long family. Bigger football family. Played for Houston forever and then finished with Tennessee.
I know I'm going to know the name. It's going to bother me.
Yeah. The most famous of this family played for the Packers. Or the one, I don't want to say the most famous, but the ones that, the one that we're going to.
I don't know that.
You don't know? Do you at least know what family we're talking about here?
I'm so sick right now.
Packers. Linebacker.
Oh, Matthews. Oh.
Yeah.
Bruce. It's Bruce.
Bruce Matthews,
Matthews, yeah.
And then
I didn't know they were related. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's his uncle.
Okay.
And then, do you want to circle back to the DB?
I had it for a second and it went away. I see his face. I can see him, and it's bothering me. But go to the tackle real quick.
Get tackle.
Give me a team. Nothing. Just give me a team.
Chicago.
Oh, geez.
Played what? 8 years. 8 years.
8 years?
Was the left tackle for them.
In the 80s?
2-time Pro Bowler.
He was on the 85 team.
Yeah, he was on the 85 team. I mean, I don't know. He shares a first name with probably the best coordinator name that's ever existed. Scratch that. I fucked that up.
Okay. I was going to say that's a pretty bold statement.
The bet? No. I was thinking of Jim Bob Cooter, and I was wrong on that.
Oh, Jim Bob.
Yeah. No. Was it Texas A&M? Texas A&M's coach?
Jim Bob Cooter. All right. So
no. Hold on. Is that who's coaching Texas A&M right now? Yeah.
No.
Who's Texas A&M's coach?
I have no idea.
All right. Well, I'm just going to give you that one because I got nothing for it. It's Jimbo Covert.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of Jimbo
Didn't
Covert.
think that. Yeah.
I wasn't going to guess that, but
I'm not going to. That didn't ring any bells. And I was trying to get you Jimbo Fisher.
Jimbo Fisher. I wasn't going to get the Jimbo Fisher.
But the Jim Bob Cooter kind of fucked me up there a little bit. All right. Anyway, you got the DB in your mind?
Oh, it's just tell me so we can go home.
Darrell Green.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's tough. That's a tough look. All right. Well, guys, before I embarrass myself anymore, I didn't want to play that game, but throw it on the spot.
Yeah, that was a last second decision there, and we were making good time there too. And then we just were having fun.
Maybe we'll come up with something better next week, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, well, that's true. We got to figure out just a trivia episode here at some point, just for shits.
Yeah, we'll get it done. We'll find something fun.
Hell yeah! All right, let's get out of here.
All right, guys. Have a good weekend,
lost.
And Yankees suck. Hell yeah!
No 27th ring or 28th ring. I don't know, whatever it is. I don't care enough.
I think they're going on 28. Let's get out of here.
Who cares?